slide or grinding my body across the ground. There should be no friction. And I'm breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So it's my shoulder and shoulder blade, slightly lifting my hips off the ground and walking my body back. You're gonna have to float your head, so there will be some engagement in the muscles of the neck. Same concept with the balls of the feet. A lot of times when people will bridge, they'll press up their hips and they'll be pressing with their heels. And especially when you're trying to use this to unmount somebody, this happens. We want to avoid this stuff. So what we're actually going to be doing here is engaging from the tailbone and curling it up first. You're probably already familiar with this activity. Maybe it's been a little while since you practiced it. So that's the first part of it, is that tailbone pelvic engagement. And then we're going to be popping the feet under the hips onto the balls of the feet. So we're up like this, already in a partial bridge, and then we finish it thrusting the hips up. And then we're going to go right into the twist. So for that, I'm going to be turning my head and looking up as if up over my shoulder on the ground. So I'm looking, kind of gazing over here, which is where I'm going to be pressing for today. And then I'm going to push up onto my shoulder and reach. Now I can touch the ground, I don't necessarily have to. That's not the goal. And I'm going to come down, give it again, and reach. Notice how I'm not only turning my head, but I'm looking up. Lifting my chin this way is going to create a natural rotation on the head and shoulder together, and it creates this empty triangle space, which is where I'm aiming the force of my bridge so that I can move the person into that empty space, because we're going to be working on dealing with side mount today. All right, and this is going to be a movement that we will need ultimately. So the exercise is just doing that from one side to the other. Up, out through the mouth, breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth, breathe in through the nose. Concept of the back spin is that first we want to reduce the amount of contact with the ground. The more contact with the ground we have, the more friction there is. So I've got to lift my head. And it's something you're going to be doing constantly in your ground defense work, is you're going to have to elevate your head. So those neck muscles are going to get strong. I'd also like to see if I can elevate my shoulders and upper back. So now I'm working those abdominal muscles. Everybody wants the good looking 6 or 4 pack, or 2 pack, or whatever kind of pack you want. You want some kind of pack. And then you might even be lifting up your tailbone a little bit, so that really only some sort of the middle part of your back is touching, sort of like the round curve of a tortoise shell or a turtle shell. And then I'm going to be using my legs to move me about. Now, if I was dealing with a standing opponent, I would have at least one leg up, ready to push or kick or contact them. And then I might only be using one leg to spin me around like this. But for the context of what we're doing tonight, because we're going to be dealing with somebody already on top of us past our legs, it really doesn't matter that I have my other leg up except to block them from getting into mount. So as long as I have something there blocking them, it could be a hand, it could be a leg, I might then be able to use my legs together to spin me around like this. And as an exercise, it's fine to use either one or both for this context. And you just want to see that you can push yourself around and spin like so. And that's a back spin. body around in a circle, but to the side a little bit. And it's a little bit of a different feeling. It has a little bit of a different content of application, but they sort of merge at times. So it's important that you know both and that you can kind of put them together a little bit. The concept of a ground run is you're going to be rolled onto the side of your body, onto that shoulder area. Your shoulder is going to be your pivot point. So it could be the forearm or elbow area. It could be the hand. But for what we're doing today, it's going to be the shoulder, and we'll just keep it to that. And basically what I'm going to be doing is literally running my feet like this. And I'm elevating my hip a bit, but you don't even have to do it that much. You just have to put more weight on your shoulder. And you can go forward, and you can go back. And of course, we work on it both shoulders. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Whether you're going forward or backward. It's called cross mount. Some call it side mount. Some call it side control. Doesn't really matter. The idea is somebody's on top of you and they're across your body. So they're not parallel, but they're perpendicular. When you're going to get into this position on top of somebody, you want to make sure you have a good base. I'm just going to demonstrate real quick over my invisible buddy right here. So I either am going to have my knees nice and wide apart. One will usually be by the person's head, the other one by their hips. And I'm trying to use my knees in that way to control their ability to rotate to some degree. And my chest should be on their chest. Usually it will be somewhat towards the far side of their chest. So I'm on top of them like this. Generally speaking, my hand near their head will go underneath their head, and the other hand will go underneath their arm, and I will lock it in if that's my goal. Sometimes I'll just be trying to pin this arm down and hit them. There's a variety of things that can happen here. The other way that I might do a cross mount or side control is I might have my legs out wide like this and my hips low. But even when my hips are low, I'm going to engage my tailbones. I'm scooping it a little bit. I'm engaging my core, and I'm really pushing either on my toes or on the blades, inner blades of my feet like this. Either way is fine, because what we're really just trying to do is drive into the other person and put a lot of weight on them inside control. So this is what you would be doing if you were on top of somebody, giving them all that pressure. However, when we start the drill from understanding the technique, we're just going to be up like this on our elbows and knees. We're going to be giving our friends lots of space to work with before we actually start pressuring them. So here's what that's going to look like for this first sort of layer of learning this technique, sometimes referred to as the ghost escape. So Ben is going to come over here and get on his hands and knees. He's going to lay across me and he's going to get to his elbows. That's fine. I should still have enough space. No, that's fine. Yep. You can put that elbow down. Yep. All the way down on the ground. So even though I feel him on me, I still have a lot of wiggle room. His weight is being supported by his knees. You can even bring your knees a little together, just for the sake of this drill. Now, you can go up to your hands for a second. If you want to give your friend more space to work with, or if your friend wants more space to work with, you can go up on your hands just like this. So there's a large gap. If there is this much space between you and the other person, you're going to have no problem escaping in almost any manner, right? Obviously, if there's this much space, we could be throwing elbows and hammer fists and even knee strikes. You could be throwing elbows into the stomach or rib, or even maybe into the groin, right? There's a lot of, when there's space, there's movement, and where there's movement, there's acceleration, power. So you can drive some pretty good power into a person and perhaps deter them from getting any lower on top of you in the first place. But this is going to happen fast. And if they're getting on top of you like this, they're either trying to climb with this leg swinging over, and that's a good reason to have this knee up, or they're trying to smother you. They may be putting a forearm in here. Here you can still hit, but you also still have to deal with this, right? In some manner. But we're just going to be looking at the pure escape right now. Space if somebody is crushing you. But with the space I already have, We're gonna bring the hand underneath and reach it up. And I'm gonna get it a little higher and a little higher. And I'm gonna grab here on his arm as well. I could grab here on his head, but I like to grab here on the arm because I can control it from moving from here, which could potentially stop me from the escape I'm gonna do. Then I'm going to basically be turning my body this way. I can start with a bit of a back spin, but I'll run into his leg. I'm gonna turn my body this way, and I'm gonna be doing a ground run like we did earlier. And that's gonna bring me out here. And I can get into this position and I can kick away for our self-defense. I can start shoulder walking to make some space and start getting back up to our basic ground defense positions with kicks and full stands and things like that. So what we're really looking at here, the reason it's called the ghost escape, is because we're disappearing out from under the person before they get a chance to really lock us down. Or if they have locked us down, we'll see how we can create that space and disappear out from under them. Yeah? So that's the essence of the escape. So I'm going to show it one more time with a little bit less explanation, a little bit more flow. So Van just kind of gets on top. This hand goes under. That's important because that's really what's pulling me out. And this hand can grab here. And I can really swing myself out. And that was mostly a backspin, right? Because I have so much space, I was really able to move out of there. Boom, whatever, moving out, etc.